Welcome to Voices of Care, real stories to inspire, uplift, and unite caregivers, with Maggie, Linton, and Powell. Enjoy the conversation.
Welcome to Voices of Care. I'm your host, Maggie Linton, along with co-host Powell. And also, we've got an outstanding guest today. She will take you places that you never even thought you could go and give you a background of amazing feats. And it is Chitra Dorai, and she is here to talk about brain health. And she is the founder and CEO of Amicus Brain. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Carl, for inviting
Welcome.
me.
Welcome.
Well, listen, let's begin with your background because that within itself is so interesting and how you turned the corner to real brain health. And you have done some amazing feats along the way.
So, Maggie, I'm a trained AI scientist. It's hard to find anyone not hear about artificial intelligence today, especially with generative AI, with all the solutions like ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on. But I've been trained classically formally as an AI scientist. So I have about 35 years of research and development experience and expertise in AI-based solutions. I am originally from India. I came here to do my graduate studies to get a PhD. And after my PhD, I joined IBM Research. And over the course of 20 years, I've been very fortunate as an AI scientist to develop solutions that benefit the citizens of the US and at large citizens of the globe. For example, after 9/11, the Department of Homeland Security, which was then formed by President Bush, cobbling together all the different 23 plus agencies at the time, which were fragmented in order to protect the country. They gave me a grant to develop the first massively online training system to help emergency responders train themselves very rapidly in case there is any catastrophe that happens in a community, right? You cannot conceive of being trained for everything possible that can happen. So how do you actually have a computer-based tool to find out information and quickly understand how to take care of the community? So that's where you can see, therefore, right from that time till now, there is this undercurrent of social good in everything I do. Then from 2008 through 2015, I was part of Fannie Mae trying to help stave off the foreclosure crisis. You and Carl may remember how one of the legs of the economy, American economy, was toppled with the housing crisis. And I used AI and machine learning to help the US homeowners facing foreclosure risk to come out of it with dignity. So life was very good. I often say at the time, when I look back at 2015, however, my mother was first diagnosed with Parkinson's disease when she was back in India. And that thus came my introduction to neurodegenerative disorder, namely Parkinson's disease. Through caring for her, my brother and I learned a lot about how this progressive condition changes the person. It is heartbreaking diagnosis for the person, and it's life-changing for the family who cares for them. And as I came to grip with all the responsibilities that came along with caring for my mother, I understood the need for trusted advice to get, because the person is changing in front of your eyes, and no single day is the same as the day before. So I joked with Carl when we met earlier on. People can say I was born a dancer, I was born a singer. No one would ever say I was born a dementia caregiver. That's so we've all so our homes have become hospitals. That's what that's how it transformed. So I decided once I saw the gravity of the situation, and I also learned that I'm not alone. there are, at least just in the US, there are close to more than 6.5 million people diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. When you add vascular dementia, Lewy body, and so on, it's close to 8 million. I felt this is what every caregiving family goes through daily, and I ought to change this. So I left my job I stepped out of IBM from my career, and I started Amicus Brain, the very first AI-first company to bring AI-based solutions to help both the care partners who care for their loved ones, as well as solutions to help maintain and improve brain health for the person diagnosed with dementia.
You mentioned AI, and most of us had never even heard of AI before about 10 years ago. And then you were saying you were doing this 30 some years ago, talking about being on the forefront of change. And that's what when I was reading your bio, the first thing I thought about when you mentioned the housing crisis in 2008, nobody was thinking about AI at that point and how it could help, but your care and concern of individuals is what leads you. Am I correct?
That's correct. There has been a fascination with artificial intelligence, building systems that mimic the human decision-making process, human intelligence, human creativity for quite some time. I would say since 1960s, actually going back all the way to. Wow. But what used to be the bastion of research and academic interest and research and development now has burst open, and it has become citizen AI. So all of us around the globe are using AI to help them from learning new dishes to make, all the way to making travel plans, to helping them in their work. So it's fascinating for us who have been in the field for so long to see how AI is now, has been democratized for everyone to have access to and change their life in a meaningful fashion.
Right. Well, the thing is, your newest research really combines the need to help the person who is in need, as well as the person who is giving to help the person in need. Because so often, as we have shown with Carl in particular, the caregivers are the ones that do wind up suffering a lot. And you're looking for balance for both, aren't you?
Absolutely. As I became the caregiver and I started taking on caregiving responsibilities, I felt as a person diagnosed with a condition, they suck up all the oxygen. I'm joking, of course, correctly so, that they cared for. What I felt was not much attention is being paid to the care partners, whether they are drawn from the family or friends who often step in as informal caregivers or even professional caregiving. It is a very draining task. Unlike caregivers for other conditions, this is not one about giving medication. This is about having the confidence and the skills to handle psychosocial problems that may come up, because as the neurodegeneration progressively changes, the behavior change too. The behaviors change in the person, and that is what is hard. From helping the person with daily activities, from grooming to having a shower to eating, to also handling these psychological issues that come along the way, which are very unexpected. And I think that's what places the greatest burden, emotional toll and psychological toll on caregivers. And we are never too prepared for that.
Right. And your tools are there to help them better prepare, right, and show them that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. So what I discovered, so way back, we were one of the first organizations to start advocating for caregivers themselves. I started talking about caregiver in the center, caring for the caregivers. All these are now very well accepted in the broader circles of caregiving community. what I discovered was the needs for the caregivers to provide to be a good caregiver, which is what we all want to be. The needs change. Some days it is about knowing what is happening with mom or dad or uncle and why they are behaving or why the condition makes them behave in a certain way, and how to provide appropriate help to them, support to them, to sometimes taking understanding what resources exist in the community provided by the government to ameliorate the burden that the caregivers face. I felt that we were going from pillar to post in order to, oh, Carl, can you give me a recommendation about a geriatric psychiatrist? Because that happens to be my need today. So I felt that we need to have one place where people can go and trust the information, the advice they can get. And that's what Amicus Care, our offering for care partners, address that platform through AI addresses every kind of need that comes along. Knowledge need, why something is happening, because the more knowledge we have, we feel empowered to handle them with grace, understanding, and understand what the resource needs. Okay, where are adult daycare centers? So I can keep mom for a few hours while I get some respite and or transportation services. And how can you have a caregiving community online so you can lean on? Sometimes you need that human-to-human interaction just to lean on other people who are going through the same journey. So now Amicus Care brings everything to one place, so you don't have to go to different apps, different websites, but everything, and it is evidence-based. It's not about somebody's blogs, or somebody's opinion. The advice, it's not information. The advice is drawn from insights that come out of global research that happens in clinical institutions.
I'm telling you, it's just I'm amazed at the connection that goes on, because it's so important for people to know that they're not alone and that they're not the only ones walking the path. And so often when you're in the middle of it, you think you're the only people that are going to be affected, and you're not.
Absolutely.
And that's why I decided to write Voices of Care, because when I was in it, I thought I was in it by myself. And I didn't know there was all the resources available. I didn't know there were community groups you could reach out to. I had no idea how relevant it was, how much Alzheimer's was out there already, how much dementia was out there already. When it came to me, it was a new subject. And so I went from this new subject trying to learn. And then when I started talking to other people about my experience, they start telling me too. Oh, I had that happen. Oh, I'm still suffering from guilt from that. And then I thought there are so many voices that will show us that care is necessary. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. Look at the evolution of caregiving. It's gone from caretaking to caregiving to where now we're care partners. We have to realize that we have to partner with that person that we're caring for. All of that information wasn't available to me. So I want to make it available to other people. So when they get to the place where I was, they can go, oh, look, there's Amicus Brain. Oh, look, there's the Voices of Care book that I can open, and I can just read stories that let me know there is a light at the end of this tunnel, because there is. There's so much learning and loving that is involved in it. We just don't see it while we're in it.
Well said, Carl. Caregiver loneliness is not an abstract concept. It's everything that we go through, at least, once or twice in our caregiving journey for our loved ones. And Voices of Care sheds light on how others are there along this journey, maybe at different stages, that you are never alone. I often use this phrase with our Amicus Care platform. No caregiver question goes unanswered. No caregiver goes unsupported. Because there are times when things might be so dire or too personal that might be hard for me to call Maggie and Carl. Even though they are my besties, it might still be very hard for me to do that. And that's when I felt that in addition to human support, that there should be an AI which is out there, right, on their phone, right by their bedside, that they will never be bereft of answer and support, that they always feel, I can handle this.
In your development of the program, What kind of research was going on? I know a lot of it is your own that you experienced and lived, but to be able to cover so many bases, and I'm sure you're still adding on a regular basis too. How did you get started on that?
Yeah, since well, I came into it uh, to serve the caregivers or care partners. That was very, the caregiving journey I had undertaken had informed me so much. I actually spent about close to 3 months at Yale Memory Clinic. So I live pretty close to New Haven, so I was able to spend time with the neurologist and his team, and understanding not just the clinical appointments, what happens after the clinical appointments, what support do the families look for. So understanding, collecting data gave me a true understanding of one person's need might be having a better understanding of the disease condition and the medicines and so on. Another person's need might be how I can harness the resources, or how can I make use of the resources, what resources exist in my neighborhood, in my community, so I can have a better life, better quality of life while caring for that. So understanding that laid the foundation to build this one-stop, I'm going to call it one-stop trusted platform, so that you don't have to go out of Amicus Care to go get something. And that philosophy, that foundation, after we built, resonated with many clinicians. We were able to do clinical trials with Yale Memory Clinic, number one. Number two, we did a clinical trial with the Department of Emergency Medicine at Yale. And thirdly, we did a third clinical research study with the Case Western School of Nursing, all to show how this platform, with answers in any language, for any topic, can go to make the caregiver feel more competent and confident, thus having better control over your life. And Carl, you might have experienced, Maggie, the first thing that you feel when you're thrown into a situation is you feel like you've lost control of the situation. And how do you get your time back? How do you be a better caregiver? So that's what we went after studying. And our data shows that our platform, for example, in the Yale emergency department study, we gave our tool to families who go to emergency room for some reason, and they get discharged safe. They get discharged for to come back to community, and they have this tool. Over a 30-day period, we found across the population we studied, there was an improvement of, increase of 14% in caregiver self-efficacy. Even in the shortest time, we only studied for 30 days. Imagine having the tool for their entire caregiving journey. They say about it's about 8 years on the average. The condition progresses over the lifetime of an individual. So having such a tool, you can imagine how relieved and how simplified, and the mental ease that can come from having the support of tools.
Right. One of the things, it's learning how, because Lord knows I've gotten tools and I'm going, how does this work? But yours is user friendly. And
Right.
tell us more about how we can find out about it if people are out there, and also your upcoming workshop on the 21st of this month.
Yes, about brain health. Carl and I are going to do that. I'm looking forward to do that. So right back when I started, since I was steeped in AI, I knew even at that time that AI is all going to be conversational. Like you are now writing a question or a prompt to any of your favorite AI providers and getting an answer. So way back in 2019, I built that for dementia. So you had this dialogue, conversational AI, to which you can talk or type, and it would give you back evidence-based insight, clinical insight on how to care for someone with living with the dementia. So it's very simple. So always the I kept the design principle behind all of my tools is simple, simple, simple. You should not have to start reading documentation in order to use our tool. Should be able
Everybody
to.
say we don't need a PhD like you or a doctorate at all in order to be able to use this tool. Again, user friendly.
So in addition to, so that is about the tool. You can, go to our website. We have ask for a demo section. So feel free to provide us some information so we can reach out. You can also email us at info@amicusbrain.com. Simple, amicusbrain.com is our website, info@amicusbrain.com, and let us know your interest in using the app. We also have Maggie. When you started this conversation, you told our audience that how Amicus Brain not only cares for the caregivers, care partners, but also for people. Along the way, as I built out the platform for care partners, my mother passed away when I was bringing out this platform, and I saw my mother and father were together for 60 years, and I saw the impact of loneliness. Her death brought upon my father, very social before, now lost interest, lost the will to live, and I saw really what social isolation can lead to. So that's when I started getting interest in the whole epidemic. Now it is called a loneliness epidemic. I started focusing on how, especially with older adults, the social network decreases in both in the size, the number of people we talk to, and the quality. That's just a natural progression of life. And how do you still keep the social interactions active in a way you can continue to build on your resilience in brain and so on. That's just my second offering from Amicus Brain, which is called Amicus Interact. It is an app available on App Store and Google Play, and that is all about, that is for people, anybody who is worried about their memory going away or their language, this language slowly declining. Here you have your own personal AI which helps to fix your language and makes you look as you used to be to anyone on WhatsApp, to community, any social media community, and texting and so on. So it's a very fun app. There's a lovely, cute puppy, which is your companion there. So I would encourage everyone.
I love puppies.
You go and download, and you can use it. There's a
you don't have to wait till you're in need. It's something that we can use just to stay where we are or even improve. Because, I look at the kids today and they talk about depression and loneliness and things like that. It's because they are going to websites or things like that, and they only think of their friends through this phone, where the websites that you're giving or the apps that you're giving are the ones that encourage people to become a part of something, not just sitting around waiting for somebody else to deliver it to them.
Absolutely. This human-to-human social interaction is such a vital part of being being a human, right? Really, yes, right? So there are some AI. I want to distinguish AI which purports to be companion. That is a very different kind of AI where the people are talking to AI, right? Whereas I took a very different pathway. Our AI is not end all. The AI is really a facilitator so that I can have a meaningful interaction with Carl and with you. So it's really human to human communication and interaction is what I'm going after. How do you keep that going? So the AI comes in and you'll see in the app, it will encourage me. You haven't spoken to Maggie today, and suggest me topics and helps me compose a message, create a message. And so I don't feel disinclined or unmotivated. So think about it as your own coach, AI coach, to have this interaction. daily interaction, which is very vital. As now we are seeing, as we talk about it, we are going in so many different we are touching on so many different topics, and that's absolutely needed for our brain health, continued brain health.
Let's
And our
also
our webinar is going to be talking about brain health, the importance of maintaining our own personal brain health, and then how to become a caregiver and become a care partner with the person that you're taking care of, or because you're taking care of each other, really. We find that out. And uh, we're going to go through the app and show people how to use it, how it works, what it looks like. So while we're doing this webinar, people will be able to go on, download the app, and look at the app. And so then instead of sitting there and staring at it like, what do I do now? Our Chitra will be there, and you can ask her, okay, what should I do now? And we'll do that together. So as a group, we'll all learn, which is a socialization activity, which I love. I love everything about Voices of Care is about socialization. This, what we're doing today, is about socialization. I knew Maggie for many years, and Maggie introduced me to her friend Monica, and Monica introduced me to Chitra. Socialization, because that's what we do when we support each other and we socialize, and we're caregiving for ourselves and each other, and we're preventing that loneliness because we're making that group of people who are like-minded, who are going to be with us and carry us and care give and care partner with us. So it's a beautiful thing. You're both my care partners.
oh, truly. Now it's going to be on the 21st of
Yes.
February.
It's going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern
Okay.
Standard Time,
Okay.
which is 11 a.m. Hawaii time. And we are going to try to go an hour and a half, depending on how long we need to go and the questions that people may have. But we want to keep it just like this, interactive, where we're going to talk. We're going to kind of lead the conversation and let people lead us into what road we need to go down next to understand what we need to do. Because every group of people you speak to when you go out is different. Their questions are different. And so we're going to depend on the people who come in to be interactive and to partner with us. So that's what my approach is in life right now. We need to partner with each other, with the government that we have, with the administration that we have. We like-minded people. We have to partner together and stay strong and keep each other strong through care partnering. So
we are going to have fun. We'll unpack,
yeah.
just like physical body health. What do? We have strength training, we have cardio, lots of different kinds of exercise, and we are supposed to do all of it, right? In different on different days and different frequencies and so on. Just like the brain health also, doing your Sudoku or your puzzles or your, right? Same thing. So there is a lot of different kinds of brain health focused activities. We'll unpack them. They all have different benefits, and one of them is socialization. We should never forget. We don't want us, all of us to be just by ourselves and play with our phone. We want to have that at least 30 minutes, I call it. It's like the 10,000 steps for your brain. My app is Amicus Interact is 10,000 steps for your brain. And Carl and I are this is going to be hands-on. Carl and I are going to we'll project our phone so everybody can see what we are talking, how the AI helps, and we are going to invite the community to join into that conversation.
Well, I can tell you all are both very excited about it. And once again, I kind of went on and checked it out, and it is so user friendly. I can't emphasize that enough, because way too often we get to apps and we get through the first couple of pages of it, and then you go, oh, what else am I supposed to do? But yours is welcoming right from the very beginning.
I'm glad you brought that up, Maggie. This is very important. There are lots of solutions, right? Lots of different age groups are coming into this age tech space and bringing their contribution. One thing very early on, as I founded the company and started, I had to build something. I wanted to build and bring it to show it to people. I went around the country, and sometimes even in the world, anybody who meets me in a cab or on a flight,
hi, I'm coming your way.
Going to tell them they are going to tell me about their older adults in their lives and so on. So this is about, it's called people with lived experiences. So they have always been part of our design team, brainstorming team, so that nothing is ever invented in a laboratory bereft without any input from. So if the care partner is going to be my focus, I am going to interview as much as possible all care partners, hear their stories, collect their stories, what really. Same thing with this Amicus Interact. We held a workshop with AARP, with the help of AARP in Michigan, brought a number of people with different kinds of neurodegenerative conditions, from aphasia to Alzheimer's disease to vascular dementia. And everyone shared what their daily life is like. How many times they interact with their loved ones and what do they use. And amazing stories I heard. A woman practices writing on Post-its many a times before she feels comfortable enough to type in that message on a text. When I told her, I said, I am going to develop an app where you just talk, the AI will fix it. So, and you are ready to go. You don't have to do this hereafter. So everything we have done in Amicus Interact and Amicus Care, there is a human story behind it, why we built that. So thank you for letting me share that.
Oh, listen, that's what we love to hear. That's what's going to encourage people to be a part of it and to learn and to grow. Because a lot of times they get to the point where they feel like they're stuck. And you want to help them, I don't want to say unstuck, but you want to loosen them up and get them rolling in the right direction. Do people need to sign up for this in order to get
Amicus
the link
Interact is yours to download. It's already there for the Apple iPhones. It's on App Store. And if you're if you have an Android phone, you can go to Google Play.
Google Play, yeah.
Amicus Interact.
Yeah.
If you search, it'll
come. And if people want to come to the workshop, they can email me at carl@carlpowell.com, carl@carlpowell.com. And I will send you the Zoom link so that you can join. It's free. And I'm going to put it on Facebook. So it'll be out there on Facebook. I can lightly put it out there on Instagram because Instagram doesn't like you to have any people really come to your events. I don't know why that is.
Community. And let's form a community and
exactly.
Be the torchbearers for how we are using AI daily to interact with another person.
That's right.
And have fun along the way.
Yeah. I don't know if you all have seen the ChatGPT thing where people are going on and making caricatures of themselves. And it's so funny to watch all of these people who have been fearing AI so much. All of a sudden you put something fun where it involves them. Now it's not about just AI, but it's about them. All of these people who I've known in my life who said, oh, I don't know about AI. They all have these characters on their Facebook page as their profile pictures. I just want to go by and just laugh like, haha, AI. Because AI is not what people are trying to make it out to be. AI is wonderful. I tell people going to my doctor has become a pleasure thanks to AI. And there are so many things that are going to change for the better because of AI. And if we, as a people, focus on the better, the worst won't happen. The worst will happen, but it won't happen as much as the good. So we just have to make sure that the good outweighs the bad in the AI world.
In the whole world.
In the world, period.
In the world in general.
In general, right.
Not just AI, but, just staying positive and learning and trying to share and take care of each other as well. It's never just about me or never just about you. It's about caring for all, because it's all, as each person moves forward, so do others.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, I think we're going to wrap this up. Doctor, is there anything else you'd like to chat about? Because we're going to give you the opportunity.
Thank you, Maggie. You said it, you and Carl, for this opportunity to talk with you. So no one should feel alone. You are never alone. There is always a community of caregivers, care partners. Everybody is just a question away through so many different forums.
I love that. I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you very much. Don't forget, folks, the 21st of February, you want to sign up right now at carlpowell.com and also amicusbrain.com. There is so much there. Don't forget to download the app. It is interactive and it's for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.